Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today's video is on fluvial landforms. The learning outcomes of today's video is to evaluate sorted deposits, define incised meanders, we're going to define alluvial fans, and then we're going to impact the behavior of sediment deposits on human behavior. So in review, a fluvial process is one that is caused by a river. It's a riverine process. So anything that is in sort of a river basin is a fluvial process. This is basically broken up into three separate parts. You have erosion, sediment transportation, and then deposition. And all three of these are dependent on water speed and the sediment grain size that is being moved. If it's moving really quickly, you're going to erode a lot of sediment. If it's moving slowly, you're going to deposit more sediment. And if you're somewhere in between, you're going to transport it. And so this leads to sorted deposits on the geologic record. River changes will deposit or erode different sediments with each stage. If you're flowing really fast, you're going to erode all of your lighter sediments away, and that's only going to leave these large cobbles that you can see here stuck in the sedimentary layers. This leaves geologists with a record of historic stream flows over long periods of time. Large cobbles means that the river was flowing very quickly at that time. Small sand means it was flowing a lot slower. It was a lot lighter flow period. And so that could be from a bunch of different reasons. Less water in the region. Maybe it was colder. There's not as much melting glacial ice anymore. And so that allows geologists, though, to analyze sort of historic streams and rivers. A feature I wanted to talk about is an incised meander. This is when the river erodes the land at the same rate the land is experiencing an uplift. We didn't really get into this in our plate tectonics section, but the land can actually move and change elevation based off of things called isotonic rebound. So was there recently a glacier there? So a glacier will sit on the land, push it down, and then when that glacier ice moves away, that land is now lower than it used to be, but it's going to rebound up. It's kind of elastic in that sense. And so there are parts of the Netherlands, parts of Russia that are actually increasing in elevation because they're experiencing a period of rebound where the land is lifting up. They're increasing in elevation due to this historic glacier that was previously sitting there. This can also come from other types of tectonic activity, back arc basins and different rift valleys. So the land is experiencing an uplift in elevation. The river is eroding. This same river flow is now gaining kinetic energy and will actually erode even faster. And this creates a feature of very, very straight walls and also different plateaus. If you see a straight flat plane and then a really straight wall again, that means that this has happened at several different periods. And it creates these different plateaus, almost like rice farm plains, which is pretty interesting. Another feature I wanted to mention are alluvial fans. You will see these all over the place in the environment. There could be really big ones or just really small ones. Alluvial fans will form on a trail once they hit the trail or on the side of the road. When a stream comes down the side of the road and hits the road, which is now flat, the river velocity slows and the sediment that was being carried in that stream just deposits on the flat surface. This forms a cone, like pouring sand on a flat table. You're going to make this sort of directionless region of deposition that forms a cone in all directions, and that's called an alluvial fan. And some of them can stretch on for miles. Another fluvial landform are floodplain deposits. These are really important to our society. So when flooding occurs, you have an overtopping of water through the previous flood channel. So When this happens, the regions that are experiencing low flow are the ones that have overtopped. They're not moving very quickly because the water height isn't that large. There's also a lot of frictional forces. So your low flow is going to be over in this region, and you're still going to have your high flow, your thalweg, the fastest flowing part of your river, is going to be in the flow channel still. And so this low flow is going to deposit sediments all over the floodplain. Every time a flood happens, these sediments that are being liberated in this high flow period are actually going to be deposited in the floodplain. So these sediments are rich in nutrients because chemicals love to bind themselves to sediment. Wherever there is lots of sediment deposition occurring, there's a lot of chemicals, and nutrients are a form of chemicals. Plants need chemicals. They need nitrates. They need nitrites. They need phosphate. And so these chemicals are actually beneficial to growing lots of plants. And so how does this affect us? Well, it means that farmland is always really set up in these floodplain regions because of the nutrient-rich soil there that occurred because of the behavior of sediment transport and the behavior of the river in that region. That's why the Central Valley of California is so, or was so, plentiful in nutrients, and why people set up farms there. And so this small behavior of something pretty insignificant has caused us to live where we live and do business in the places that we do. And so that's kind of the larger impact of learning things like this, is because it doesn't just happen and have no effect. It really has these repercussions in our society. And that concludes our video for today. Thank you. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions.